We are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
those guys.
What's going on? It is Hump
Is
Day.
that me?
Hump Day, the middle of the week.
Yeah.
The middle of the
What's
week.
up?
Lawrence.
Yes, man. Hump Day again.
Yeah, the middle of the week, Lawrence. Middle of the week. I hope everyone enjoyed their Christmas. Did anyone get any new drones under the tree?
Hey, Wayne B. View Chaser, what's good, man? You know, a couple of people, Herman, missed the photo op this weekend.
Who?
The photo op, when we took a picture with Ken in front of Lucy.
Yeah.
Fly Guy Merrill and the View Chaser, he was there also. Hey, what's up, Wayne B? Wait, Barkley. What's up, Barkley?
Barkley.
Nice. We're finally in person. Good evening, everyone. How are you guys? Happy Hump Day to you.
Well, you know, that's come to be an annual thing now. Ken's meetup.
Yeah.
On the Jersey Shore over there in Ocean City.
Yeah, that was my second time there.
Yeah, I've gone 3 times already. It's a fun little meetup. You know, I got to meet a lot of guys. You know, the first time I went, and and it's like an annual thing with a lot of the guys that were there. They were there, last year, and we had fun again this year. We had to leave early because we had to get back to take care of some stuff. But
well, lucky we did.
But yeah, it was an accident on was it 440? Then we were stuck for like a little over a half hour or so.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about it? Tony said he had to drive all the way. Quadcopters and tech said he had to drive all the way to Monticello, New York, right? And he texted me, did we get home safe? And I said, I just walked in the door. He said, holy crap, you're just getting home? I said, dude, we were sitting in traffic. Somebody smeared up on the highway and they stopped traffic for a while. He says he was 15 minutes away from home.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's how much delayed we were. It was Barkley, a pleasure to meet you in person, to put a face with the name, everything.
Very nice guy. You know, we known as his microphones, his DJI.
Yes. Thank you for lending us your mics.
Thank you.
Very, very amateuristic of me, because I should have had my pair as a backup. But we appreciate you letting us use it. And that was the first time using those DJI mics too.
Yeah, I kind of like them.
Yeah. And you put the little rat tail on, you put it on and twist it like that. And everything's very easy to read. Well, on that little screen, you may need glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see a golf ball 150 yards away and tell whether it's a golf ball or a feather, but I can't read a menu this close. So, in fact, let's see.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Would you be able to tell that on a golf course?
Yes. On a golf course.
You wouldn't be able to tell me the difference on a chicken farm.
Not with everything has feathers all over it. No, that's just on a golf course, man. But anyway, we hope you guys had a very good Christmas. Last time we saw you was before Christmas, and the last time we even saw you was the day after Christmas. If you were at the Ken Herron's Jersey Shore annual Jersey Shore meetup. Ron Brown, we hope you're getting better, dude. He wasn't there, but whoever thought of the idea, Herman, to go to Ron's house or development and fly all the drones around it and say, Ron, look out the window, we should have did that. That would have been funny. That would have been funny. JSK was good, man.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? He's in the house sick, but he's got 5 or 6 neighbors going, Ron, it's your play friends again. But it was a pleasure. Hey, JSK, what's good, man? It was
Yeah,
a pleasure
we
meeting
did have
all
fun.
of you. If you,
Ken's funny, and
it
Ken's
was Barkley's idea.
yeah. Barkley's a character, man. I tell you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
And for those of you who don't know,
yeah, he is funny.
Barkley is a handful. I would like to go out drinking with him, just once. It might scare me, but I'd have to experience it once.
Yeah,
We'll try it maybe over dinner, you know, because you got food in your belly. I'm not saying go out drinking with him one night, but hey, Gary, how much did you miss? You didn't miss much, bro.
Gary.
Excuse me, can Ron come out to play? Exactly. If someone had the Enterprise with the speaker, Ron, come out and play. Have the bottles clinking. You remember from Warriors. What's up, Gary? How are you, man?
You looking for Ron's neighbor to string him up
Yeah, I know, right?
at the next PT at the next meeting or something, association of some whatever they have.
This is true. This is true. But
But yeah,
anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys.
we got a couple of things tonight, Lawrence. We
We
wanted
got a
to,
lot of things.
yeah, a few things. We talk about so many damn things in the I always call it the unmanned world because there's nobody up there with these birds.
True.
They're on the ground behind a console somewhere, you know. But these things fly autonomously. They fly manually. But the whole thing, when I say the whole unmanned world, we've talked about everything from like school programs to drones that doing good with moving medical supplies and vaccines. You know, we even talked about uh what I mean, some of the drones that are supposed to even carry people, because that's
Yeah.
like the new thing going into the future that to be seen in this drone industry. We're talking about drones that are going to be carrying cargo as well as people.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about all of it, and tonight we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the stories that we covered, sharing with you some of the stories we talked about, even like camps for kids and stuff like that. And before we get into that, I just wanted to mention that I'm quite sure that everybody has probably seen this one or heard this one. I mean, Lawrence,
What?
I mean, you know, another one. It just seems like they always seem to keep coming up, and this came up, I think, last week. They always seem to keep coming up, but I read here the police are investigating a Mavic or DJI Mavic Pro drone. Well, that could be, unless they mean like the original, I guess.
Yes, that it was the original Mavic
Yeah,
Pro.
that
Yes, it
was
was. I
that
actually
was
saw the
yeah.
picture of it I saw. I looked at it very close. It is an original Mavic Pro.
Okay. So they say that it was found, and it was,
Turn
and they
sharing
say
on.
that, huh?
Sharing.
Oh,
I got a video of the truck, the getaway vehicle.
well, well, it's funny because they said that there was an attempt to fly drugs worth $167,000. I guess that's
US. Yes.
is that US or Australian?
167,000 US. In
Okay,
Australian, it's 250,000.
250,000.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. So they tried to fly it into a prison in Australia. That's what they claimed
And it's
that
so
this drone.
if you can identify this vehicle zooming by,
Because for some reason, like I said, they're investigating the drone, and
there's the drone,
right, the drone got left behind,
there's the drugs.
and yeah, it seems to have been discovered by some patrol on the grounds of this prison. What
Yes.
is it? Townsendville, correctional center.
Yes.
Yeah, this happened on November 11th. Yeah, yeah. Believe it or not, this is when this was. They claimed that the drone was flown dropped there 2 days prior, which on the 9th that this happened,
Yes.
and it was
Yes.
carrying methamphetamines, tobacco, some cannabis, and Suboxone strips or Suboxone strips.
Yes.
This is a medication that's supposedly used for opioid addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that if it's not regulated, it could be habit forming in itself. So, I mean, I just don't know what's going on in these prisons.
Yeah, whatever it is, if it's a drug or if it's a drug, they've been
Mhm,
trying to get it in, but in
mhm,
there. But when I had heard the story, I didn't check out
mhm,
this particular one. I had saw a smaller version
mhm,
of the story that a Mavic Pro had crash landed in a prison, and I
mhm,
think it had something to do with the fishing line that they
mhm.
used to suspend the drugs from it.
I
It might
still
have,
say, I
yeah.
still say that they don't. These guys, when they do these reports on these drones that dropping drugs and stuff like that, if you really want to clean up the streets, then you need to change that story before you release it to the police.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously, you want to clean up the streets, stop all the crime, then tell them that a big package of Viagra was going into the prison, and people will be like,
What? That's a lot of Viagra.
I'm not getting in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Why
What?
they need all of that in there? Yeah,
$167,000
of
in
drugs and tobacco, and that's
and
not
and
much.
well, considering you could get as much as anywhere from $5 to $7 for a cigarette.
Yeah.
I imagine drugs would in prison are a lot. The exchange rate's a lot higher. I would like to say. So, do you think the pilot's body will ever be found? Well,
Well, I don't think the drone is going to tell on them.
this is true unless they look at the SD card and the guy goes, "Is this thing on?"
Well, he walks by in
You
front of it.
know, it's because there's a stiff competition for
You know,
Viagra
a
in
lot of people
prison.
do. They'll walk in front of it and be like,
Yeah, yeah, right. People have done that. People do stupid things like that. Like
and then like he was just in here.
there was an incident in a department store. This was like many years ago, and
Mhm.
I don't even remember where it is, but I remember the story.
Right,
And
right.
the perpetrator was putting a camera in a woman's dressing room, right?
Mhm.
Now, it was a camera that had an SD card, like a little GoPro style camera. He hid
So
it
he
and
had
made a
to be
hole and
true.
everything. And the reason they caught him, it was a store employee. The reason they caught him is because the dummy was like this. He hit record, made sure it was on, looked at it, turned it back around, looked at his face again, and then took the camera and commenced to put it away. So I guess when he came back to work the next day, they were able to snatch him up like that. People do stupid things like that, though. You know, there's even a show, The Stupidest Crimes.
I'd have waited for him to go retrieve it.
Yeah, that would have been good. Now, as soon as he came in the door, they got his ass.
No, let him go retrieve it.
Let him go punching and everything, right?
But either
That
could
would
get
have
him
been funny.
stealing.
That's true. But anyway, we got a lot of stuff to talk about this year. You can't fix stupid. You're right about that, Barkley.
We can get him for
There's
stealing and all of that good shit like that right there. But you know what, Lawrence?
yeah.
Before we get into that, a word from our sponsors.
Oh, wait a minute. I gotta run over.
Oh, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. And he wants to tell me that he gets this word from the sponsors in his ear. Okay. This is the guy.
Oh, well, see, the earpiece is laying here. I have it
Right.
laying down.
Mhm.
You know.
Right. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
Those guys. Salute everyone. John Olson, how are you, sir? Hope all is well.
But you know, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is that you remember, Lawrence, we had a meetup and we were over at what was that? Over in Red Hook. We were over in Red Hook, right? That's what we had. That we met up over in Red Hook.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this one young lady that had commented on a video that I did. And we started to correspond on Facebook.
Right.
Because of the video that I had posted. And come to find out, she's a school teacher at the Van Sicklin Community Middle School in East New York.
Yes.
So she teaches coding. She has a STEM program, or STEAM program, I should say, at the school where she's teaching coding to these kids. They're flying drones, they're programming their own drones. They're
repairing them.
Right, they're doing different games and stuff like that on the computer to make a computer make a computer function, like different things like that. They can actually make the drone do certain commands that they wanted to do because of how they're doing. And they have all kind of little games. Like what was that other one, Lars? They had a bingo game. Bingo or coding with bingo.
Bingo coding.
Yeah, she makes the whole thing fun for these kids. And we had her on Those Guys 173.
Right.
We showed she came on and talked about her what she does with the kids exactly. And that was a fun time with her. She's, has a unique style of teaching. She's very
outgoing.
She's full of energy. She's full of energy because, like I said, we had a meetup and she came to the meetup straight from Best Buy with her drone in the bag,
sealed and all.
Right,
we got it there. Mr. J's
set up
RC.
and everything for batteries charged, and she even took her first flight that day.
Yeah,
and she had never flown a DJI drone before, other than the ones that she uses in the classroom for coding with the kids.
Yes, and they actually made a little video that she had posted. Hold on, I'll pull it up right now. I didn't want to pull it up with sound, but they made a little video.
Pull it up with sound.
They were willing, yeah, I can pull it up with sound. They were actually willing to help her make a promo video, it looks like, and this is it here. So
we learn to fly, learn to build in the code, know what's us when them drones in the sky. Live up Miss Nubian, coming straight out of New York, and she taking these kids to new heights. No pun intended, I hope I ain't failing to mention your problems be getting the bag. You can start off at like 50, that's dollars an hour for learning, perfecting your craft. 4 forces of fight, drone coders came, gonna teach you the lift and the thrust and the drag. Also about weight, and you can be pro at 16, and that's no mistake in the cap. Earning them badges, certificates by the plenty, ain't spilling you learning your beam, straight to the sky. Everything else she will teach you, you gonna learn in the steam. It's plenty of fun, classes is plenty to come. Trust me, they starting up soon. DroneCodersCamp.com. Get off the grind and we headed straight for the moon. Said it's plenty of fun. Classes is plenty to come. Trust me, they starting up fast. DroneCodersCamp.com. Off of the grind and we taking off of the blast. We learning the.
Okay. That I was trying to catch it at the right point because then because it was on Facebook, the next video would have jumped in.
Right.
Yeah. So, but they do. Same old sipping on buds, listening to BB King. What's good with you all? Hey, okay. Chin. That's what's up. Happy holidays to everyone out there from us here at Those Guys. But Chantel,
Yeah, Chantel Nubia, that was a fun time with her, and
yes.
what she's doing with the kids. You know, that was one of the things we covered in this last year. Ooh, seemed like the year just flew by, right?
It did.
Wow.
It did.
You
It
know, the
really,
year flew by, but
really
there was
fast.
we got a lot of drones that came out too.
Hey, Draymond, how are you? Happy belated holiday.
Hey, Draymond, what's good, man? Yeah, we had a lot of drones that came out too this year, Lawrence, with DJI.
DJI was busy.
Oh yeah, they was busy. But anything that stood out to you, Lawrence, this year?
Yes. Yes. There's Brazil. Well, you know where it is in South America, Brazil, and their tree planting agricultural drones. I had seen some.
Mhm.
I'd seen a few agricultural drones. DJI makes an agricultural drone called the Agris.
Mhm.
But this one in Brazil, had liked this story because of the fact you hear about drones every place else,
Mhm.
and now South America, it seems South America is getting on the bandwagon. But even more impressive is the drone right here. It's a short video, but this thing is huge. I like it. You carry this thing around in an econo line. Okay,
Mhm.
hold on a second. Well, let's try that again. Escape. Okay. There we go. Share sound. There we go. This sucker's big, yo. Interchangeable compartment. And this is one of the larger style joints. This one you do. This one. Hold on. I just wanted to stop. I wanted to stop video. There it is. I messed that up somehow, but
Okay,
anyway, the reason I had liked it was because they are their drones have touched all 7 continents. If you think about it, except, well, maybe about 5 or 6. We don't know about Antarctica and things like that. I mean, Jake Sloan, where is he most of the time? Is he up in the Arctic or up north? Do you know?
I think Jake Sloan is what in what's it, Alaska?
Okay, so he's up north. Okay. But drones have touched every continent.
Mhm.
And like I said, to hear that Brazil, it was using drones to plant trees. Now the deal is Brazil has one of the second largest forests in the world.
Mhm.
Okay. They pledged to reforest all of the areas that have been deforested by 2030, and they can do it with these agri drones. These drones not only spray liquid, you can use the drones to spread the seeds randomly, look at the crop to see where dry spots are, everything. It's called an XAG agricultural drone. I just happen to like it because it was big.
Okay, that was one of the things that stood out to you this year.
Yeah. Well, more so that South America is getting on the drone wagon.
Max
There. Hey, Max Air.
Air.
Max Air. Happy belated holidays to you.
All day,
Jackson
every
RC,
day.
Chris, happy holidays.
Hey,
We're
Chris
back
is
from
good.
Georgia. They're back from Georgia.
All right.
That's good to hear. Nice and glad you made it safe.
Okay.
Definitely. Well, like I said, with Asia, Europe, the United North America, Canada, everyone is trying to work on delivery drones and or eVTOLs, and to hear that Brazil is doing this, and hey, Jim's droning, and we actually got news that we did a story maybe a couple of weeks back that they're actually starting their eVTOL companies down there and everything as well in South America.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So we did a story, or I did a story on it.
I got you. I know we covered a lot of things.
Merry
That's why-
Christmas, Max.
That's why I say what I say about them. We covered
Tammy.
so many stories that sometimes that I'm kind of good at remembering them, but you know, sometimes I know you forget.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of good stories for good. There have been a few Knuckleheads of the Year awards that should have been won, you know.
Well, you know, one of the things that did plague the drone community this year was the issues with the Mavic 3 and the GPS issues.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, did we have problems with that, because I know myself, I didn't have any problems with it until after.
You didn't have any problems with it. Let's
after
roll this. Wait. Let's blow the whistle and roll the tape.
I didn't have any problems with it until after that first update.
We start at 149. You keep talking.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems. You can play it with the sound if you'd like. I have no problem with that.
All right. We go back to 148, and here we go.
I'm just saying to you, I had no problems with it until that first update that came out with it. And then there was GPS issues. And
you remember the Mavic 3.
yeah.
You remember the Mavic 3. You would hit the power button and you would be waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And going to see just how long it takes for the Mavic 3. And now, like I said, in every area is not the same. It's give or take, you know, a few minutes depending on where you are.
Yeah.
Now, what I've noticed is that here in the parking lot, it seems to take longer than when I take off on this side of the park. Now I know you guys watching and say, well, you know, you're kind of close to the car, but I've done this on the other side of the park as well, you know, taking off from right next to the car. I had no problems about, you know. No, but what I would like to say is that what I did notice is that this issue now, I don't know if
Keep in mind, you pressed the button.
For me,
back.
I'm going to say for me, this issue started, I started noticing this after we did the second updates. When we got that second update that gave us all of the features, all of the, what do you call it, the autonomous features for, you know, autonomous flight features. When we got those is when I started to notice all of these issues and this thing taking entirely too long to acquire satellite. So like I said, I'm still waiting here, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. You know what? While I'm waiting, I'll be right back.
I thought this was good because back then, the Air 2S and everything else started up. Herman.
Set up my chair.
Well, you know, like I said,
while I'm waiting,
there wasn't that many problems with it at all.
Satellite.
I love the
So
drone.
we'll see just how long it takes.
It's just that there became an issue with it after that first update.
You actually ate a sandwich, dude.
Gotta be any minute now. Any minute now. Any minute.
And I remember I was last night. Waiting for the Mavic 3.
Taking a little bit of time.
This is amazing. And people, you know what's funny about it, Herman? People were like living to took so long?
People are coming and going in the parking lot.
Yeah, I see. That's crazy. You know what? People won't remember this. You know that, almost there.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
All I can say is,
Mhm.
I feel your pain.
Oh yeah. Well,
I feel your pain because for the first time, I could get in the air. Hey, what's up, Fly Zone? I could get in the air faster than you. And you had the smart controller. I would hook up my tablet. I had the old N1 controller. I'd put on a tablet holder, put the tablet on, plug the wire in, put a battery in the drone, all of this stuff, and you were still
not anymore.
Yeah, I know. Now that is a very memorable time. Hey, did I see? Okay.
But you know what? One of the other things that jump out to me was something that happened more recent, and I think that it's to say like for the future, more so for
Yeah.
the future. But when United and Archer partnered and said that once the whole eVTOL thing is a go in the US, that they plan to have
New York.
shuttle go from Manhattan here in New York to the United Airlines terminal
At Newark.
in Newark.
And vice versa.
And that's when they introduced Midnight. It's supposed
Yep.
to explain the big
Yep. So this is the bird that they will be flying back and forth. And New York, Lower Manhattan. So I look forward to seeing it. Seriously.
Now that is the actual fear. This is not actually happening. This is
Right. What, a 10-minute, a 10-minute flight as opposed to an hour by car? I like how they show Lower Manhattan, right exactly where it'll be landed. That Island Ferry? Yeah. I would like to see something like this, seriously.
really.
And this is an active heliport today.
Instead of helicopters.
That is an actual active airport. But the fact that they will be flying that particular midnight, well, not that actual one, but they'll be flying a midnight class, midnight production eVTOL aircraft.
It's going to look just like that.
Yeah, that was their reveal video. So if you want to see what one of the first eVTOLs will look like, that will be flying in New York City. Here's the link.
So they claim.
So they claim, right? They might get to launch date and be like, oh, we came out with that. That was 2 models ago.
And then that'll tank everybody's stock. And
Don't say that, man. I got Archer on my phone, man. I have a few shares. Guys, lower background music. It's
large.
I got it. It's on my end. It's on my end. I'll do it on the next video. I got you. But there's a lot of stuff that we discussed
I'm gonna
over
tell
the
you,
years.
He's killing me on that first video.
What
I
happened?
didn't know if it was the video or it was you.
Oh, no. Everything is actually rather loud
Oh, okay.
from what I see here. We did so many stories.
Anything else stood out to you?
Yeah. Like you mentioned Chantel and the STEM program she has. There was an actual summer camp that at Virginia Tech that students attended 4 months ago, and middle school students were able to participate. And
That was that Virginia Tech. What were they calling that program?
Imagine Drone Camp 2022. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And they were actually, you could go there. It was a sleepover. They taught you coding. They taught you how to build and fly drones. And to get you open, they brought you to this big field right here, which is what I kind of, hold on. Let me adjust the sound. There we go.
That's
Let's go
at
with the
the
sound at this level.
the camp at Virginia Tech's with the Virginia Tech Mid-Atlantic partnership.
Yes.
But
But
they have an actual airfield over there.
everyone got to fly drones. The actual field, I just paused it real quick, but this is a drone field. They are behind a net. Everything is perfectly covered, and all these kids got to sleep over. And
Tech drone camp.
Here you go.
To being able to learn a little bit about drones and
is that better
deployment of
on the
drones
sound?
today in the drone park. As
That's
the
a little
week
better.
progresses, they'll be working with each
That's
of our
good?
staff members in building their own kit drones, and then we'll culminate the week with
I mean,
a
it
flight
could be a
opportunity
wee
for each
louder,
of the
but it's
students to
fine.
participate in a competition with the drones that they built. We're really excited about
That's
the
fine,
fact
that's fine.
that
That's fine,
we
that's
have
fine.
focused on trying to make sure that we meet some of the goals of the university of inclusion and diversity. And so we've reached out to different communities within Virginia and actually some within West Virginia to try to bring students here who don't always have the opportunity to work with this type of technology.
We started on Monday. We did a lot of flight training with them. So we actually worked on with some DJI drones, which are kind of easier drones to handle. And we kind of went over the basics of control with them. Today I was actually a visual observer with them. So I watched some of the flights and kind of helped judge some of the competition. They're coming at it here with a lot of different interest levels and a lot of different skill levels, and I'm really trying to make sure that, number one, we're looking at each individual case safely and really trying to get the most out of it, making sure we're engaging each of the students and making sure we're getting them to where the level they need to be at.
Well, Virginia Tech.
So all week the kids have been building a drone, and today's the day when they get to see how they fly it. So they're going to be inside Virginia Tech's drone cage, and they're going to have to try to land in a small area.
107 certification at Virginia Tech.
Their parents are here to be able to watch them fly. And then at the end, they get to take their drone home with them, and hopefully they'll only get even better at flying it.
And these kids, they took the trust test too?
So for Wing, we're so excited to be part of this.
Everyone took and passed the trust test.
In the Mid-Atlantic Aviation Partnership, to be able to, have kids come and experience drones and learn a little bit about what it's all about.
The hope here is that we can introduce kids to this technology. They'll become very excited in it, and it will become their future careers. And nothing is better than being able to work in an industry that you
it's
love.
funny
So by
because
introducing this to the kids, we see this as blossoming into
drone
just
delivery.
really good for our industry in the future.
Yeah. This story, I'm going to say, stood out because I'm for 100% behind bring the dollar back to the United States. So if you can teach our kids to, Tammy, let's do a drop in a shot. You down? How y'all going to do a drop in a shot in the chat? I ain't never seen no shit like that before. That's slick though. That's cool. I like that. Come on, Mr. JZRC. Wait a minute. We gonna wait for them to do a drop in a shot in the chat.
Hold on a second.
There's a 7-second delay, right? So by the time they get this,
right? But we gotta. I mean, I don't.
We're going flatline. We're
you
hold
taking
on.
us off the subject.
What else? I know, but getting back to what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Virginia Tech is one of the few colleges here in the United States that not only
there's
can
a handful.
There are a handful. Not only can you take your Part 107 and take courses to to pass your 107 and lead their 107 pilot, but they have one of the better UAS drone courses out there, from what I understand. What was Clemson does too,
program.
Right? What's the other school you had mentioned? Clemson or HBC?
Well, honestly, yeah. Clemson is serious, because even if you want to do it online, you can do it online with Clemson. And Clemson has got a very serious program. If you're really serious about working in the drone industry, Clemson is really big.
I did a test tonight, Herman,
on
just to see if you'd realize I've been typing all night and you haven't heard the.
Thank God.
Mr. J's RC said tonight he's shooting Jim Beam, honey.
Okay.
All right. That's what's up.
Well, amongst all of the drones that came out, one of the things that, like I said before, that did stand out was when we covered it on Wednesday night with those guys, 157. Just mentioned it, that finally the update came out for the Mavic 3 that gave us the whole that fixed all of those issues, and it fixed all the issues, and finally that the people who purchased this $3,000 worth of machine were able to enjoy every bit of what they purchased. That was what update was that? That firmware update was version 01.00.0700 to the 700. Thank you for fixing that problem. But for the unofficial shot in the drop, Tammy Jean shot in the drop.
I'm waiting on those guys to call it. Oh, he's gonna have one with us. We gotta call it.
Who? I'm going to do it right now.
Okay.
What? Because she brought it up, right? Yeah.
Mr. J's RC and them, they talk about doing shots. Come on. Let's do a holiday. Hold on. Let's give everybody a chance.
We won't be back on until the new year.
This is true. So yeah.
I wish everyone a happy new year for the rest of the stream.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it.
For the unofficial shot in the drop from Tammy Jean. Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
those guys. Salute to all of you.
I hope you make it to the end of the show. I hope you're not just drinking beer over there.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I am actually drinking beer. Should I get something stronger?
You said, dude. No.
Should I get something stronger? Hold on. I gotta show off my new new glasses.
What kind of crap?
I have to go get some ice, yo. Now that I've got the wife taken care of and the groceries away, I wish you all a happy new year, Phantom Flight and Novice Quad. John Olson.
Thank you.
Happy holidays to you and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. Give me a second to go put some ice in here. Jim's droning. You don't have to drink. You can pull out a coffee, a soda, anything, bro. Give me a second, Herman. I'm gonna go get a shot.
I'm giving you a second.
All right. I can still talk with you from a distance.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just giving you a second to go get whatever it is that you caused this problem. Just make sure you fix it. But yeah, there was a lot of things that stood out. And I don't know what stood out the most to Lawrence, if anything else stood out to him. But one of the things that really touched me the most about drones and the work that they were doing was when I seen some of the things that these companies were doing to help people, that were in need. People who
Right.
we did stories on stuff like the Brink ball, if you remember that
Yes.
one.
Yeah, I do.
And
The ball with the speaker.
right, yeah, and that could be thrown into like a area where there was a collapse or something like that.
Right.
To speak to the people, and you can talk back and forth with them with this
Or
thing.
hostage situation.
Right, yeah, hostage situations. We talked about drones that were able to.
Thank you for saying that, Barkley.
Oh,
He said Happy New Year to all the lurkers. I was just thanking him for saying that. Because all right, I have a little something here.
Are you doing another one? No.
Why not? This is before the new year, bro.
Bro, we're not.
Wait a minute. It is 5:45.
You're not gonna be able to finish the show. Then it'll just be a drinking show.
And do like Bugs Bunny, nighty night.
Now you remember what happened that last couple of years ago?
Oh, please.
With that moonshine.
Those of you who don't know, don't waste your time going back. I've hidden the episode, but I was drinking. It was what, Christmas or something? Or the New Year? No, on my birthday.
Yeah,
One
your
of those
birthday.
three.
I think it was you bought some moonshine.
Because my birthday's in December, but I was drinking moonshine. Someone gave me little mason jars, about little 4-inch mason jars of moonshine. Now there were 2 peach, 1 peppermint, which I'm not strong on peppermint, the flavor peppermint anyway, but it was 2 peach, a peppermint, and something else. And I made the mistake of drinking one of them, and someone was like, chug, chug. And that first one was like, went down like water. But by the end of the night, the screen was moving like this. That was an interesting live stream. But not tonight, though. Yeah. I'm not drinking moonshine.
No, that's not one of the memories, but that.
You see, Barkley says this could become a great show. Keep on going. Barkley, stop instigating.
Yeah.
Fucking instigating.
No, but there's a lot of.
God bless America. Happy holiday.
That break ball, that was one of the things, Well, we saw drones. They came out with a lot of drones that operate in. What happened?
That first kick. That first kick, bro.
Areas, but from DJI, right? From DJI, what we've seen this year, we saw drop on the scene from day one. From the Matrice 30, right? That was this year, right? Then from there, they went to the microphones. They came out those nice microphones that DJI.
Which we got a chance to check out yesterday. I mean, this weekend, thanks to Barkley.
Thank you, Barkley.
Yes.
And what else did they come out with? The Mini 3 Pro. Now, I played with that thing a lot in the summer. I took it with me to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I went, it's funny. Lawrence?
Yeah.
I was in some of the most, before going to Miami, in the year leading up or so to Miami, I was in some of the most places that you think I would probably would have gotten COVID, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Ducked and dodged COVID for over a year, right?
Yep.
Went to Miami and got COVID.
Right. You duck and dodge COVID in one of the busiest crowded cities in the world. Yeah. And you go to Florida and freaking catch it. That's crazy.
I get off the plane.
I remember you telling me. He's like, yo, I feel like shit. I remember that. Go down to Florida. That wasn't a good trip for you guys.
I'm like, this is.
Everybody was sick.
Come back. It didn't take 15 minutes for that thing to register.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, those little swab tests.
Yeah, it didn't take
The
the
swab said,
15
"Come on,
minutes.
stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing, son. You know you sick."
That thing blew up right away. Like, whoa, you got double COVID.
COVID pie. Yeah, that's bad. And if you remember, how long has it been? It's been 2 years now, right? We're
What?
going on 2 years since I had COVID. Remember my birthday?
Uh-huh.
Yo, for you guys that don't know, I wasn't drinking Johnny Walker Black like I am now, but I was drinking scotch. And I was like, guys, I really think I got COVID because I was doing shots like it tastes like water. It was going down like water. And
Was you had too many shots, or was that because of the COVID?
No, it was COVID. I remember on my birthday, December 9th, it was a Wednesday, 2 years ago, it was a live stream. And I was like, I really can't taste this stuff. But for those of you who have survived that, let's get back on subject. But for those of you who have survived that, we're here for the long run.
But yeah, Lawrence, we seen what the
pollution in lower New York.
The DJI was it the Ronin the RS3 Pro, and that was and that DJI's marketing and development team, one of them deals, he had come out with that calendar that was supposedly a lineup of what was to come. And we kind of followed that calendar this year. We kind of followed that calendar. A couple of the dates were off, and a couple of the dates never happened. But I don't know what happened to that Inspire 3. Inspire 3, what happened?
Yeah, Inspire 3 died by the wayside. I think
it was on the list. It was on the calendar.
We pushed it back on the shelf.
It was on the the Mavic 3 came out. Listen, let me tell you something. The Mavic 3 came out last year, right? And the Mavic 3 probably has the most models of any of the DJI drones right now, because they came out this year hocking and chopping with all kind of stuff. With the after the Avata and the Osmos came out with the Osmo 6 and the Action 3. After those dropped, you had the Classic, you had the Thermal, you had the Enterprise, you had the Multispectral. All of those drones came out for DJI. So, and going back talking about the Avata, a lot of guys are having fun. A lot of guys had them out there this weekend, right? Didn't they?
That's all that was there. They're mostly Avatas. I saw a Mavic 2 Pro, a few Avatas. Ken Herron was flying an Avata. His FPV, something happened
he had
on a flight controller of his FPV bird. But SKC Drones, who I don't think we've seen on the show here, but he's been at those meetups every year that I've been there. He lent Ken Herron one of his FPV drones, and he put a 6S on it. And Ken goes, where the lady was playing the flute, they're playing the Christmas songs for playing the flute, and people were standing around it. Ken goes, let's scare someone. Let's scare the crowd. And he pulls up. They're on the boardwalk right here. He pulls up the FPV bird. And he's hovering real slow. Then he just goes, everybody like that. Like, what the hell? And they go, oh, it's a drone. But they saw it was Ken. So, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
and Barkley makes a great cameraman. I want to see that footage. Like Ken flew inside Lucy.
Yeah.
Let me see. For those of you who don't,
that was a fun time. Fun time down there. But the one thing, Lawrence, one of the things that really, really, really stood out to me, and I go back to saying, like, with the drones that we knew that were out there doing work, helping people. We had done many, many, many stories, and this year we did a story on Wednesday night with those guys, 158, where Zipline that we have done many stories on, and what they were doing.
Multiple. You think we were on the payroll for them?
You know, we did many stories on all of the work, starting from, was it 2016 in Rwanda with Zipline, you know, and we were talking about Zipline and then expanding into Nigeria. You know, what made this story so special with Zipline was that not only were they expanding into Nigeria, that this hub that they were having and that they were going to do in Nigeria was to feed a facility that was going to take care of over 500 other facilities.
Yeah.
You know, and this is in areas where multiple forms of transportation is needed to get to. You know, we take for granted here in the States that we can drive almost anywhere. But when you're dealing with continents that have multiple countries on it and multiple different, you know, governments, and some don't always see eye to eye, it's kind of hard to get a lot of things done together. Hey, Roger, what's going on, man?
Roger, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Roger. Happy New Year. You know, it's funny. I haven't spoken to Roger in a long time, but we probably wouldn't even be doing live streams if it wasn't for Roger.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Roger's the guy that got us started doing these live streams. Hey, Roger, what's going on, man?
Yes. But getting back to Zipline,
but yeah,
the accuracy of this particular drop package, drop carry system is the width of 2 parked cars.
Lawrence seems to like this drop system.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a lot closer than 2 parked cars to me, but you know, that's my opinion.
Mr. J's RC is getting his drink on. He says nobody has to join me, but just let the masses know I'm dropping and shotting.
Okay. Make sure you share it out, tell a friend.
Yes. We appreciate you.
Share it out, tell a friend.
Roger, how are things going with you? Hope all is well. Last 3 years have sucked. We got to turn this around, y'all. God bless America. I believe. I agree with you 100%. But
well, when you say the last 3 years have sucked, you got to turn this around. In what way? I mean, I'm listening. In the drone industry,
or just in general. I'm guessing, just in general.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, you have a point there. I mean, in general, yeah. I mean,
hey, Roger, tell Kim Merry Christmas and Happy New Year as well for us,
yes,
man.
Please, thank you.
Yes, please. Can't forget your partner in crime, Kim.
Yeah, your partner in crime, Kim.
Yes, definitely. Kim. Good to see you on. And in fact, I thought I got an alert from you, but by the time I had got it, it was actually YouTube saying you were live. You know how YouTube does. The same as Facebook. There. We can all be friends. Life is what you make it. God bless America. Barkley 107 drones. You're 100% right.
It is. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
If you're given a bunch of lemons and you make lemonade, someone says, well, what happens if I don't drink lemonade? Well, you make the lemonade anyway and you sell it to somebody who fucking does.
That'll work.
Yeah. You know, that's my state of mind as of the last couple of years.
Lawrence, one of the things that stood out to me.
Yes.
What is it Roger was saying? We'll be back. Well, okay. All right.
Thank you for coming in, man.
All right, Roger. All right. I'll check for you. James Jonah. I'll check for you, Roger. But yeah. One of the things that stood out, when this is another recent show that we did was Wednesday night with those guys, 182.
Yeah.
When Ryan came on to talk about the case that that they were fighting in Michigan and they won.
Yes.
On the preemptive laws, preventing local municipalities from creating their own unlawful drone ordinance and stuff like that. And we had sent out
Jody,
a form that everyone could on all of the Facebook groups that everyone could download and get. And there was also a link in the description for the fund to help fight these cases. And we also mentioned that we were coming to New York next, to try to handle those preemptive laws here. And then we just recently talked about something that happened with another preemptive law or fighting preemptive law, and the governor shooting down local municipalities trying to enforce a helicopter law.
Yep.
Will allow anyone to sue a helicopter pilot, the helicopter company, anybody involved in the flight.
If you work for the helicopter company, they could sue you.
Even if the flight was conducted within the grounds of the FAA under the laws of the federal government, just because of noise pollution. And the governor shut that down, stating that that is a federal case, a federal situation that
Mr. JRC, Happy New Year.
That is primarily a federal that is primarily handled by the federal government, and that the federal government that they really prohibit the local municipality or the state from legislating in that area.
Right.
So,
which FYI, we still have the application pinned in the Those Guys group. So if you want a copy of this form to help make your state a preempted law state, so they can stop, local municipalities can stop doing this, you can go to Those Guys, it's pinned, you can copy and paste it, fill it out, give it to your congressman, assemblyman, etc.
Well, what it is, Lawrence, there are states that have preemptive laws on the books that stop local municipalities from creating such.
Right. There are actually 16 on the list, right?
Right. 15. And that's what the governor of New York was saying with the helicopter, with this bill that they tried to put on her desk for her to sign into law in the state, and she knows that she doesn't have the jurisdiction to do so.
Right.
And she cited that in what I'm saying in the notes. But that was one of the things that stood out when Ryan came to hang out with us, and we spoke to him in reference to that, and how we got that form for everyone that they can fill out at their leisure and send it to their state senators and their congressmen and whatever.
And give it to your friends who are drone pilots too.
Right. Any drone pilot, just fill it out and let the states, let the federal government handle it.
Right, but at least we'll know which states you can do what in. But each state added to the list is a plus. Hey Tony, quadcopters and tech.
True. But is there anything else that stood out to you, Lawrence?
Yes. One of the stories that I liked for the year was the urban airport in London that they had built as an actual working model to show people what a vertiport, to show people what a vertiport would look like.
What show was that, Lawrence?
I'm drinking scotch and using beer as a chaser, dude. You're losing me fast. But this is an actual photo. They built this in London to show people what an actual working vertiport is. These cars are moving. There's delivery drones or whatever drones
Looks like
here.
a flying saucer.
It does, because I actually have a video here that shows, you guys can still see that. Go to full
Is that
screen.
the one that they have that's operational
yes.
now?
Yes.
It's not actually functioning.
It's like a museum.
It's just to notify the people on what is to come when this thing is functional.
Yes. This is actual video of a vertiport here. One stop, one shop for drones, eVTOL, etc. These guys, urban airport trailer. Oh, this is the trailer for it, Herman. For a vertiport.
For the vertiport.
Here it is, Herm. Here you go. In the video right here. They show a bunch of different style drones taking off, but the one that they have built in London is actually there to show you. Or so if you see it, you'll get used to seeing it around. But this company actually builds vertiports. The video that I'm showing here, yes. Links to country railways. They can put up a vertiport virtually anywhere now. They're showing. They come in with a bunch of trailers. They can put them on rooftops, etc. So I like that, because everyone's talking about flying drones and stuff like that. I'll put the link in the chat. But everyone's talking about flying drones and eVTOLs, but no one's talking about where the hell they're going to land.
We'll land them right where the helicopters land.
Right, exactly. We know this. Yes, that's Tony with the Mavic. Yes, Tony was also at the meetup with us, the Jersey, day after Christmas Jersey meetup with us.
Big Tone.
Hope all is well.
Big Tone. But Lawrence, what are we expecting for the new year other than remote ID and the Inspire 3?
Should I just blast it on screen?
What? Blast who? Huh? What?
You're asking what you want to know what DJI is going to come out with for the new year, right?
I was wondering.
Well, there's 2 FCC patents out there posted.
Was it?
And
was it? Oh.
Yes, 2 FCC patents posted out there. And if you haven't seen this,
the light, the Googles.
The goggles, and
a new motion.
It looks like a new controller, probably with a better antenna.
Whoa!
And I'm only saying that because I know one or two people. Excuse me, I know 1 or 2 people who have this controller, and the range is okay. They want you to keep your drone close to you, but I'm under the impression that this one may have a better antenna. Once again, the views and opinions heard tonight are not necessarily.
Honestly, I see the conditions where certain people fly, and I know they fly with that.
But like these goggles right here.
Well, okay. Well, the original motion controller.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that Tom flies with the motion controller.
Yeah.
And where he's flying at, I'm almost positive that the range he's getting is pretty good.
Out there in the middle of nowhere? Yeah. I'm guessing.
Around those mountains of he can get and where he's to with it. Yeah, it's pretty good. But the Google's SE.
I'll bring them back up, and all I'm gonna say is look at the picture closely, because the first set of goggles that came out were all one color. These seem to have a lighter gray shade here on this panel patch where the antenna go. What the specs are, we will not know until another leak comes out.
The specs on it, what are they saying here? I don't know.
There's nothing on the specs. There's only 2 FCC applications have been applied for.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Even shows power output and everything. All we can do is wait and see. Just wait and see. We need an hour battery for all drones. John Olson, we're getting close to that. Once the Mavic break, the Mavic is already at 50 something minutes. It's a matter of time. When I first started flying drones, go ahead.
If I was putting out drones, I would never give you a 1 hour battery.
Yeah, because when I first started flying drones were, you only got an 11 to 15 minute flight.
You know why? At 209 a pop, why would I want you to fly one battery and go home?
Hold on, let me answer this question real quick.
But what
go ahead.
But what I do know is that a drone pilot is kind of like a kid. You give him an inch, he's going to take a foot.
Yes, this is true. So an hour,
he's going to take a yard.
An hour they would not act, would they?
But so after you fly that hour battery a couple of times, you're gonna go buy another one.
And View Chaser asked a question real quick. What's the difference between a Vista unit and a DJI Air unit? The Vista units are built by an outside third party with DJI's permission, and the DJI Air units are built there at DJI. Supposedly they are better designed and built. I've never owned one. I've always owned Vista units. When I converted from analog to digital, I went straight to the Vista units. Okay, that's all I know right now. I'm about to get an O2 unit. You know why?
Why?
Because
Lord,
package that was supposed to be delivered on Christmas Eve. Now, I'm just going to go into this real quick. But on Christmas Eve, I was supposed to receive this package. I was told that there was an attempted delivery, and which there was, and it was 5:30. Everybody in the post office got off at 6. Okay, here it is, 2 days after Christmas, whatever, 3 days after, whatever it is, I got it. My very first 3.5-inch FPV drone. So I'm going to actually put the O3 unit in this, if she'll fit.
If she'll fit.
I won't have to put a GoPro on it. It's a 3.5-inch drone, so that means
you don't think it'll fit?
I'm gonna find out. If not, I'll throw a Vista. I have a Vista unit right here. I'll throw a Vista unit in it. Listen, dude, I'm working on it. Adventures FPV, Lee, he built, I think, a 4-inch FPV or a 3-inch FPV bird. Okay. Catskills Brad, welcome to the live stream. Happy holidays to you and everybody else out there. JC Flying, John, how are you, man? Hope all is well. I see the Vista is shorter and shorter frame.
Man, John, what's good, man?
Well, not necessarily true, View Chaser. The actual MIPI wire, the MIPI wire that comes with it, is actually short, and I've actually replaced that. I've replaced that with a 6-inch MIPI wire to put it in FR7. I have a 7-inch drone with Vista in it.
You what have happened? Anything cold you could drink might stop you from coughing.
Beer.
Oh Lord, no, that's why you're coughing.
No, I was coughing because of the scotch.
Oh. No, it's not gonna work like that.
Yeah, I'm boiler making it tonight, bro. I'm already having heat fucking flashes.
It's not gonna work like that. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it.
I'm gonna make it till 7, man. It's only 6:12. But getting back to View Chaser, the links for the 3, it is for the 3.5-inch. I've changed the MIPI wires on Caddx units already. To give you a perfect example, give me a second. Real quick. Where is it? Right here. Okay. We'll get back on topic at this second. The MIPI wire that comes with the Caddx unit is about 3.5 inches long. I needed to put a Caddx unit in here, which is what I have in the back here, as you can see right there. I needed to get a MIPI wire that was 7 inches, almost 8 inches, so I could put it in this drone and under all of the hardware. But originally out of the box, they're only about 3.5 inches. So View Chaser, you can change your MIPI wire. If you need a link from Amazon, I have a link from Amazon. I can get the 6 or 7 inch MIPI wires. Don't worry about it. And this is a 7-inch bird right here. So just change out your MIPI.
Okay. Get the
I know
MIPI, and you can do your flippies.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. I hear you. You know what? So with all of these drones that came out this year, Ross, with DJI, not even
DJI, this was their year.
Autel had a lot of deals coming along for the Christmas time for the drones that they came out with through this year.
They got to. People are taking the Mortels back.
With the Nano and the you stop.
Don't listen to me. I'm just messing. No one's taking the Artels back.
What was that? The Nano, the light,
the Nano Light, plus, the Nano Light Plus.
Yeah.
The R2D2 Nano.
Nano. How that go? Nano, all that other
Nano. Oh, that's wait a minute. That's Live Long and Prosper.
Yeah, that's
it. Nano with Mork and Mindy. Yeah. Wait, you could have paid homage to the sponsors, but that's dead.
That was a sip.
All right, so let's pay homage. You guys out there, we're gonna have a New Year's Eve drink with you guys. I did, Lawrence, and it's only 6:15. 45 more minutes.
We're not gonna make it.
All right, I'll wait.
Okay, all right, we can do it.
Or just make new ones.
What happened?
I'm not making a new one. My problem is this is my first 3.5-inch drone, Herman. And I already hit up Ken from Rhode Island. Ken Jansif, I think his name is. And I hit up Charlie Mafia because they fly 4-inch drones and 3-inch drones. You know, Drone Bum, Paulie does too. Yeah, a few of them. So if anyone knows what I should put in here, I don't know what motor. I'll put a freaking 4S on here. If it would fit. Could you imagine? I hit the throttle and the motors just go wah! And leave the frame on the ground.
Lawrence would be like, "Where'd it go?
Where'd it go?" In my goggles, feeling like I need oxygen. Getting a little dizzy up here. But I'm gonna make an attempt. And
you'd be in the goggles looking up.
Right, you're right. Could you imagine? But it'll be my first attempt at at building a 3.5-inch.
Okay, but don't put too big a motor on there.
That's why I'm asking professionals in the game.
Put some big motor.
Could you imagine? He'd be like, what happened? He plugged in a drone and hit the throttle at 2% and it blew up.
They put the motors on and be so damn big that the props that you need on them will overlap and hit each other.
Right? Chris Miller's good with those too. All right, I'll definitely keep that in mind because my Diatone 349 runs a 4S. Well, just really quick out there, and we need to get back on topic because we still have a lot of stories. I need to know what motors to put in. I already know what stack I'm going to use. I have an idea, but what motors I need to hit about 65 miles per hour with a 3.5-inch drone.
Wow, here we go. Trouble.
That's all.
30-22
kV in mine. See, you speak FPV and they will come. What's up, Charlie?
Charlie.
Let's get Ray of Sunshine. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to everyone. Charlie, I will get back to you.
See, you're still hanging in there.
30-22 kV. Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, see, I got it. Okay, we're back. We're back to the stream.
Now you know.
It's imperative that I hit 60 miles per hour at a minimum.
Mm-hmm. Lawrence?
Yeah.
We talk about stuff that's coming up in the future, and we talk about drones that's out there. And the reason why I try to stay, I don't stay anywhere, but I was saying just like staying on focus with staying and talking about the unmanned world, and talking about every day. Not every day a new drone is going to come out for us to play with, but there's a lot of people out there that are developing a lot of things that they're using to work out there. And Fulcrum Air Power Line Construction and Maintenance has begun using its E7500 heavy lift drone. Well, check this one out, Lawrence. This is what they're doing with it. They're using it working on site. They're on the construction site with this company to repair power lines, believe it or not.
To repair and you go ahead.
So what it is going on, right? Check this out. Fulcrum put its drone to work with K-line maintenance and construction. This happens to be they happen to be what do you call it, working on the on a what is it to rebuild a 138 kV line, which is some really serious work.
All I can say is nobody has ever seen a drone like this, and also this particular drone that they're using to build these lines with, is that the one that lays BFDs down along the line?
Well,
we're talking. Am I in the right story?
Well, what Fulcrum is,
I am in the right story.
Doing with this drone is that they're using this drone with K-line, and K-line is using the drone for slinging material,
right,
and components to move material in and out with this drone, and for along the moving of the line that is being rebuilt.
Well, yes. I have.
So what you're saying, yes, actually. So what they're doing is that they're using this drone, like I said, to get a lot of their material in and out, because this drone can lift a heavy load, and it's actually able to sling these 120-pound slings that it has to sling.
Right, and I wanted to point out that Fulcrum also they're working on something called BFDs. I had to look it up. I didn't know what a BFD was. It's a bird flight diverter. So not only can their drone hang lines and things like that. It's called line fly, this particular drone. But these BFDs, they hang them along the line, Herman, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And in the video that I have here, that shows if you could finish with the rest of the story. We're not going to play this with sound, right?
No, you don't have to.
Okay, all right, cool.
No, I thought you would have played it while we were talking, but
I did, but I just
they used this drone, like I said, and
go ahead.
This drone was able to make 19 trips, carrying 1,800 pounds of tools and stuff along the line, along the terrain, and it actually saved them from damaging a lot of the area in what is called the or what they call wilderness area of the terrain. And it was a lot cheaper to use this drone than to use a helicopter.
Yes.
To transport this material, because like I said, it had to cover the entire line.
Right.
This is the drone where the drone is doing what you were talking about.
The BFDs, yes. What it is, they claim 50 million birds die every year correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw 5. It might be 5 million, but I'm drinking. Or were killed by flying into high-powered lines because they cannot see them. This is the heavy lift drone that he's talking about right here. If I'll go back a little bit to show, this is the heavy lift drone that can string cables and stuff like that. But this line fly actually
de-ices. This is now, not to cut you off, not to cut you, but this is where talking about being able to carry their load of equipment in and out of the area for the guys to work.
Yeah, and this particular device that drone is carrying is called a line fly. It lays banners. It'll ride across the line and lay not only does it clean ice and debris, but it will strap, as you see right here. Once the drone hits on it, it auto balances because of counterweights, etc. Then it clips itself to the wire. Now these yellow and white stripes are the BFDs, which deter birds, help birds see the actual wiring. So every certain distance, it will drop these randomly. Now to do this by manpower, they have to kill the power lines or hang a guy from a helicopter.
You know what's the sad part about that? The drone camera can pick that up, but the birds, they need birds need to get a drone.
That's crazy, right? This is the E2500 heavy lift drone. You can use it to strap, like Herman was saying, to stretch line and carry line, whereas they need trucks and cherry pickers and helicopter. Well, at this height, helicopters. And it also does line inspection. On top of that.
Oh yeah, it does it all.
Yeah. So between
it's a big heavy lifter.
So between that drone, right, and it's showing can carry tools, everything.
Ken, if you're out there, it could probably carry a teenager.
Right, because Ken always asks, can it carry a teenager?
A toddler, he was.
Or a toddler, right?
Yeah.
But I like this because of the BFD that rides the lines. I will put the video in the chat so you guys can check it out with sound. But not every drone looks like a drone and has propellers.
Well,
as you see.
Most of them do.
Most of them do, yes. But like this one that they drop on the line, that's an actual drone because they control it from the ground. And got that. Oh, I missed the chat because I had a window open.
Oh,
but
what happened?
Bird mitigation. These bird flight diverters that this device puts down, and between that, here's the correct number: 57 million birds are killed each year from collisions with power lines. Bird flight diverters are BFDs. What'd you say?
Get out the way.
Right, BFDs. Bird flight diverters are devices designed to deter birds from striking power lines while in flight. Sort of like the big orange balls they put around cables so helicopters can see where the lines are.
You know what they should do, Lawrence?
What's that?
What they should do is the same thing they do for the deers.
What?
Put like a scheduled crossing.
That does make sense.
Put where the birds are cross here. Bird crossing.
That would work, except you never know when the hell a bird's gonna fly.
Well, you don't know where the deers are gonna go across the road, but they seem to think that they're gonna cross here.
True. True. And yes, I did put something under my keyboard. I've been typing the whole live stream, and you haven't heard like that.
Uh-oh. What'd you put under it?
Huh?
What'd you put under it?
Just something to absorb.
Okay.
The sound. Marcel off axis says sounds like the bird should have remote ID. You think?
Listen. They already have that for birds. That's how they know it can work. They have it for all animals.
Yeah, right?
That's how they know it can work.
Theirs is built in, right?
They're already tracking them. when they catch, you ever see those programs where they catch them, they hit them with the joint, and next thing you know,
or make them fly into a net.
They can tell you that this tiger walked all over India in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Because they catch them and they inject them with the thing, and the next thing you know, these guys are glowing inside and stuff like that.
He said glowing inside.
They can monitor them. You never watch the programs? These nature programs where they have
yeah. I'm a big Nat
with animals all the time. Turtles especially. Turtles. They do with the turtles.
Yeah, now I know in some islands, and I think actually in Hawaii, there's a spot where there's a turtle crossing.
Mm-hmm.
When people start seeing the turtles cross, they stop the traffic, and you sit down and you take pictures and eat lunch and go on a picnic because you know turtle's gonna be a minute.
I actually saw a turtle cross.
Mamba 1408 4000 3 to 4S. I don't want anything 3S. It's got to be 4S. Definitely. Okay. Thank you so much, Jody.
Oh boy.
Brushless. Interesting. Motor. I'm opening up windows and bookmarking and shit like that. And came up fast too. Excuse me, and I have a $10 coupon at Race Day Quads.
Okay.
Not bad. $13 a motor. Shit.
No, but
I did ask for it.
What do you guys expect to see in this coming year in the drone industry? Well,
that's true.
Consumer. It could be consumer. I'm like, what do you think is going to happen consumer-wise? Because we got the thing about the goggles. We should be expecting to see that soon, right? From what I understand is that they claim early this year, which will probably the next thing the DJI puts out next year, but early next year, which is less than a week away.
Okay, yeah, it's less than a week away.
Other than remote ID and the Inspire 3, what else? What else do you think we should be seeing next year? Because I'm about all droned out. I don't need anything. DJI kind of droned us all out. I'm quite sure they could find something else to come out with.
Listen, DJI's pushed the Inspire 3. That Mavic 3 pushed the Inspire 3 back because, hey, Bob Casey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We did at the beginning of the year, we saw a list of possible things to come out by DJI. And hey, Ray Kelly, Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday.
Ray Kelly.
And the Inspire 3 was in that list.
Right.
And the Mavic, they put out 5. Keep in mind, 5 Mavic 3s. So I guess that pushed the Inspire 3 back onto the shelf. So will we be talking about that the first month of April? You know, usually around April or May, they try to tease something. What do you think? What do you guys in the chat think they're going to come out with next year?
And don't say the goggles.
And don't say the Avata 3 or the Mini, the Mini 4.
or even that Motion 2 and new goggles. We just talked about that one.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think? I'm like I said, they're all droned out. The only thing
Thank you, Ray Kelly.
The only thing I could think of coming maybe second quarter or something, maybe going into the springtime. The Air 3?
Stop it! I still love my Air 2S. Stop it! But if they coming out, no,
I'm saying with a 1-inch sensor with aperture adjustment.
Hold on a sec, Herman, because I thought about that as well.
Similar
Jeff Norman, happy holidays to you. The reason it would be smart to come out with an Air 3 is because even though I love my Air 2S.
And on the new controller on the O3 system.
Listen, they came out with the Mavic 3 with a 4/3 sensor.
Mm-hmm.
What's to stop them from coming out with an Air 3 with a 4/3 sensor on it. A smaller drone with the
No,
same size sensor. You don't
no,
think so?
no,
No?
no,
Why not? What's to
no,
stop them?
no, no. That would be
So
dumb.
Jeff Norman said DJI will come out with an Air 3 with a 4/3 sensor in May.
No,
Dude, if that happens, Jeff Norman, I'm taking you to Atlantic City, brother.
no. One inch sensor aperture adjustment.
True. That's easier. They already have the 1-inch sensors. All you need is that aperture adjustment.
Aperture adjustment.
And night mode.
Probably some new feature, maybe throw in that night mode. Throw in some other features.
I don't see any new drones coming out from DJI
factor,
without
maybe
it.
some better censoring on it. Boom, bow.
You heard what I said. I
Got
don't
a
see
new
any
drone
drones
replaces.
coming out.
But you gotta let the Mini 3, the Mavic 3, and those drones ride out. You gotta let them ride out.
Oh, they will, like a
You gotta
cloud of
let them
smoke.
ride out.
Like a cloud of smoke.
The Air 2S has been out for what, a little over a year now.
A little over a year. It's pushing a year and a half. Easy.
That's a little over a year.
Yeah.
That's still a comfortable drone. It's still viable. It's still doing its thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Let it rock. So I say it's like mid-core. You probably see maybe like some cameras and some other little features and little tweaking and some stuff like that. Probably some stuff to come out, firmwares to revamp a couple of the drones that's already out. You know, a few things here and there, but
yeah,
maybe what? Are you think you're ready for a new another? We don't need another Osmo, do we?
But hold on, you see what Bob Casey? You see what Bob Casey put, and it's a valid point. It's not sad; it's business. The sad, and I agree with you. It is sad because I can't afford a drone every 6 months. But the sad thing is, you get a good drone. DJI releases a new one every 6 months. The drone you gets outdated, and they drop support for them. Not right away.
No, because I haven't seen that, and I would say this: you're right about the every 6 months or so, but they're in different classes and different price range. You understand what I'm saying to you? You go down to a car dealership, and that car dealer has a car in every different price range, in every class range. So it's the same thing with the drones. DJI introduced its mini series. It's in between with the Air series, and you have your Mavic series. You know, they're no longer doing the Phantoms. As you see, they came out with a Mavic 3 multispectral.
Yes.
As well as the Enterprise. So they've pretty much it's still a viable drone because of the mechanical shutter and the fact that you don't need 10-bit color to be able to produce the images that you need for and other things of that nature. But the Phantom series is still viable because of that. The Mavic is your top of the line series for the drone series with DJI in that market. So you have your consumer drones, your Mini,
right,
your Air series, and your Mavic series.
Okay.
After that, you start getting into what if we ever come up with another one, your Inspire for cinematic movie making, stuff of that and that along that line.
Yeah.
Even though some of these drones, like Lawrence has said, probably pushed it back because even these drones now are catching up to what the Inspire used to be.
Exactly.
They've been able to do a lot of things with these box cameras and not having the focal length of the lens and stuff like that. With the smoke and mirrors and technology that's in digital video and photography now.
Hey Corey, what's good?
The image the image quality that is being able to produce with some of these processors and these cameras is ridiculous.
I'm ignoring my boy Corey. He goes, "Hey L, Mini 4 is the non-Pro 3." They're not going to come out with a Mini 4 for a minute. I don't think they are.
You know, I hate to say it, and I'm going to say it, and I hope it don't happen. But the only thing that I could think of off the wall happening from DJI was, since you guys seem to love the Pro word so much, is for them to come out with a Mavic 3 Pro.
I swear.
No,
no, I get it. It's when is enough enough? The problem with drone pilots, and I'm coming to find this out, we are masochist. Because you go, I have a drone, it does this. I want a drone that does that. Now you get a drone that does that. Now you want a drone that does this. So when they come out with a drone that does this and they charge you over $1,500 for a drone that does this instead of this and this, you complain about the price. Be careful. Be grateful for what the hell you guys got.
Hold on. Ray Kelly said that what's this?
Oh no, JC Flying was hacked. He mentioned earlier, and that's his new page. Oh. Ray Kelly's laughing now. Phantom 5 coming soon.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. They were talking about the Phantom 5 before you were flying.
A pro drone. Yeah. The key word is pro. The key word is pro.
Guys want like that word pro so much that I can see DJI doing that to everybody.
Where did it start? With the Phantom. We need to pay homage to the sponsors because my ice is getting low.
But here we go with the sponsors, and these, the sponsors.
Cool Bic, what's good? Happy holidays.
Cool Bic, what's good, man? Cool Bic was at that meetup.
Yeah.
He was at that meetup we talked about earlier in the show. When we met Chantel.
Yes.
A lot of things happened in 2022. A lot of things, man. Year in review. What were you saying, Lodge? About the sponsor?
Doesn't matter. I already took a swig.
All right, well, I'll take one with you. Here we go. Wednesday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those Guys. Ray Kelly, stop.
Happy New Year.
Stop, Ray Kelly. Ray Kelly. I'm hearing myself over your all of a sudden echo.
That's on your side.
So maybe I'm too loud here. Let me turn it down. Like El says, always running to get the latest and greatest before they learn how to work with what they have. 100% Cool Vic.
Well, see, that's why I said what I said.
Guys will line up to get it. JC Flying, the same drone, no changes. Just put a sticker that says Pro on it. Yeah, you're right.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And it's funny that you say that because I remember when the Mavic 2 had come out, and the argument was, "Oh, you could take the same quality of shot with the Phantom 4 Pro." And I hear guys like, "No, you can't." "Oh, yes, you can." "No, you can't." "Yes, you can." And I'm like, I've seen some of the work that some of the guys have done, especially like Cool Bic, and I'm like, "Yes, you can." Like, yes, you can.
Ray Kelly, have a great evening. So stop buying drones. Cool Bic, you're 100% right. DJI was slow the hell down. Herman, count how many drones, how many items did DJI come out with this year? 14? I'm just saying off the top of my head.
14.
How many items did DJI come with?
I don't know.
No, I don't. I didn't count.
Well, let me see.
Roughly. It feels like it.
3, 4, 5, 6, Now I count 9 roughly.
Okay, 9, but if you
that's not counting like the Enterprise and
it's,
the thermal, or saying the Enterprise, the thermal, the multispectral, like all the different. No, that's not counting all of those. But yeah, you'll be right.
yeah, about 4 to 13, 14
actually, because
products that they came out with.
Because
Yes.
you got the Matrice 30 and you have the thermal. So that would be 10 right there. And then you got the multispectral, the thermal, and the Enterprise. So that's 13.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So think about it. DJI came out with 13 products this year, and every item that came out, they made millions. Like Cool Big says, if we just stop buying drones for a little bit, they'll slow down. As long as we're buying drones, they're going to keep pushing them. Their research and development isn't. Yeah, go ahead.
The only problem with that is that I don't think that that's possible, because you're not the only market. You have the European market.
DJI could not come out with another market. Can I just interrupt really quick? And this is my personal opinion. DJI could not come out with another drone for the next 3 years, and the rest of these drone companies out there will still be catching up with the shit that's out there now.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like I said to you, DJI doesn't have to put out anything else for the new year, except for maybe that drone, like I said to you, the Air 3, like second quarter, because everybody's going to make their moves along the way, just like everything else of coming out with their products. And they'll make this drone. It'll be a 1-inch sensor. It'll cover all of the spectrums like that. It'll cover things that is not seen.
And have night mode.
That are not seen on the Air 2S.
Yeah.
And then it'll make everybody be like, should I sell my Air 2S and get that? Even though I have the Mavic 3 and the Mini 3 Pro.
Yep. With a 4/3 sensor.
And someone will do it.
Of course.
And we'll talk about it.
You know why? Because we're like in that movie, The Mummy. Imhotep.
No, but no, they'll bring it out and DJI will leak it with their marketing and development team, Deals Drones, and your boy Osita LV, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. No problem. I have no problem talking about it.
It's all business. Jeff Norman says, but they will come out with new products, of course. Because
they'll come out with new stuff along the lines. Like I said, there's other things in there that haven't come out yet.
Yeah.
You know,
and there's a lot of room.
There's other updates that can come out, tweaking a lot of
bring
stuff.
waypoints to the Air 2S.
There's a lot of things that that's out there that can happen. Yeah, Will you see waypoints on the Air 2S? Maybe not.
Probably not.
You might see that bird tweaked once more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To you? And then maybe that'll be it. They'll still support it. They'll still support it for a while, and then they'll probably drop the next thing, the Air 3, and that would cannibalize the sales of the Air 2S. That'll come out with the new controller, and maybe they'll get rid of the RCN1 controller altogether.
Yep.
Who knows?
I see them getting rid of the N1 controller. I see it happening. Huh?
I don't.
No? Why?
No. Because it's still another route to get more people get drones into the hands of people who don't want to spend that extra buck. Who says, Dad, I want this. Dad, I want this right here. And the father looks at him with $1,000. Boy, get out of here with that shit. You crazy? I have the money for that. But for a $500, $600 option.
Right.
You know?
Well, I don't think, well, hold on. I'm trying to respond to 2 comments at the same time and put my damn phone down. But Jeff Norman and Lawrence, Ortels have awesome cameras. Yes, they do. I've always liked the color signs. I make most of my money with Ortels nowadays. The Mini 3 Pro is handy, and I will buy another Mavic 3 as soon as the job requires it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's plain and simple. DJI needs to make all their DJI needs to make all their drones remote ID capable. Bob Casey, just a firmware thing. Yes, they are.
That's not gonna be easy because just a lot of the newer stuff is capable of doing that.
Yes,
because of what remote ID requires.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's kind of harder to backwards compatible that to the other drones.
Yes.
But all of the stuff that's come out within the last year or so, going back to say what the Matrice series, all drones will work straight down, coming down to what has recent dropped the mini. Was it the Mini 3? Can't keep up with them now.
I'm gonna be honest, guys, and this is the N1 with iPad. It's a good look.
You know what? I just wanted to talk about.
What's that?
This partnership with Air New Zealand and Voltero. Voltero is about the business of developing Casio, the Casio family hybrid electric aircraft. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It has been named one of Air New Zealand's next generation aircraft demonstrator partners. Now,
yes,
they're just one of 4 that I come to understand of Air New Zealand's partners that they've come to partner with. But as you know, Lawrence, this speaks to Air New Zealand's interest in Voltero's Casio platform.
Yes, electric to hybrid.
Yeah, this as possibility for a solution for its sustaining it's it's what do you call it? They want to have a fleet of these of these drones, I believe. So Voltero and Casio are in line with the courier's plans for development and their goal to of a collaboration with an aerospace company.
I see where they're going with this.
Mm-hmm.
I see exactly where they're going with it. I mean, if you were an entrepreneur and you wanted to invest in something, right now, new tech, and I mean new tech electronically as far as aviation, is the direction to go in.
Well,
go ahead. But Voltero is focusing on cargo, but from what I read here, it's not just cargo. They have a whole series of shit they want to come out with.
Exactly, but the main focus is their speedy. They want to speed up their whole focus on being able to obtain a fleet of zero emissions cargo and they call them cargo freight flight. So there's a lot of things that they want to do with this Casio. It's a hybrid. It's a whole family of hybrid drones. It's not just like you mentioned, just not one drone. It's a whole bunch of them.
Right, and I think it's smart, even though they are focusing more on heavyweight cargo carrying. The other options that they offer, I think if one doesn't work, 2 or 3 of the other options will.
Right. Well, here's the thing. The one thing that stood out to me was the fact that this Casio series can utilize short runways of up to 1,800 feet. Be able to take off with cargo.
Right.
So I mean, I just thought that this was interesting, especially in a time where everyone is talking about eVTOLs. This thing still needs runway space.
Right. Well, so far, well, I'm noticing there are eVTOL companies. If you remember when we started doing this live stream stuff, there were eVTOL companies that did CGI renderings and stuff like that. Vault Arrow seems to be in that state of mind right now, whereas Archer has physical working versions. If you understand what I'm saying, that they are doing things.
It's two different types of things, you know. Once again, I go back to saying something like, and why it stood out to me is because I haven't seen anything that comes close to it, like the Nuva 300, how that can actually is an eVTOL that can carry heavy weight,
Right,
3,000 pounds.
Right. Well, this is the Volterra Classic 330 Hybrid, and this is their passenger version. Like Herman mentioned before, they plan on coming out with different versions. They're focusing on cargo, but they plan on coming out with a version that is a 5-seater, a 12-seater. I could see the 12-seater because that's just like carrying cargo.
Yeah, this is
You understand what I'm saying?
No different than flying in a plane.
Yeah, except it uses a lot shorter runway. They would love this thing at LaGuardia, one of the shortest runways in the States, in the Northeast coast. Definitely. Let's see where they go. We started out with Zipline. It wasn't me.
Well, they sound like they're right next door.
Joe. As I said, it wasn't me. All of a sudden, my name is Shaggy. Yeah, please, everyone, add JC Flying. Number one, his account was hacked, and this is the real JC, only because I tested him with a joke and he responded back to JC Way.
Okay.
Add his channel, then and please support. Let's see where Volterra goes. Because you mentioned they have 3 versions or 3 different configurations. One is a 5-seater, one is a 12-seater, and then they have the cargo version. And they plan on covering commercial airlines operations, air taxis, charter companies, private owners. They want that whole market that's out there for eVTOLs. I'm not mad at them. But they also seem to focus on this particular motor that they're using, the Casio, on the 6-seater Casio 480. I'll have to YouTube that and see if I can find something. But it says it's an electric hybrid propulsion powered system.
Check out the
480.
330.
Huh?
The 330.
No, this 6-seater that they're talking. They have a 6-seater. I'm assuming 5 when they say 5 passenger, the 6th person is a pilot. But they claim they have a 480 and a 600. Let me go to Ubatuba and see what's happening there. Let's see what's happening with this here. I don't think they have everything up. Like I said, all I've seen so far are CGI renderings. Flying without noise, Volterra Casio. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. That would make, all right, that's enough of that. Never mind. You guys get it. You guys get it.
No, but the thing that, what I wanted to also mention to you was everybody knows that back in 2013, Amazon first talked about drone delivery.
Yeah.
But everybody didn't know when drone delivery was going to happen. But as we know, drone delivery took place this holiday season with Amazon. Amazon had drone delivery, and it started up in Lockford, California, and College Station, Texas.
By now,
Amazon has made plans to expand their drone delivery program to 6 additional states. This is now as Alphabet's Wing has been working in the United States and in Australia.
Right.
And Flytrex is working with, to create partnerships with different retailers, in multiple states to bring drone delivery across the country.
Right.
And it's funny that they mentioned this, but Walmart and Wing and Flytrex actually work as a brick and mortar store
Yes.
to deliver this. And it's funny that they mentioned that because Wing and is just an airline, as a drone airline. Flytrex basically like a system that's gonna link everything together.
The operating system.
Right. They work as this whole thing works as a app-based system.
Right.
For you to be able to go on the app, find products that are available by the company or the store, the participating store. And that is available within 5 pounds and it can be delivered to your home within 30 minutes.
Yes.
And that is pretty much the idea of how their drone system works in a nutshell.
I love this. I call this the poop system. Watch this.
What I like about this system here with that's the only size box that fits in the drone. That is the only box that is delivered. That is whatever fits in that box is what they deliver. Yeah. And it can actually see that if your dog actually ran out under it, the drone will not make the delivery.
Correct.
It won't spit it out and hit your dog in the head. It will notify you that the delivery could not be made and why.
Yep.
So it's a system.
And also, if it runs into an obstacle on its way to a delivery, it will decide whether to go up around the obstacle or turn around and go back.
Yes.
That's AI.
Well, our drones are doing that right now. I told you from a couple of years ago, we were the test bunnies to see how all of this stuff works.
Yeah.
So, Lawrence, it's been that time.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
And you said I wouldn't make it.
You almost didn't. I had to slow you down.
Good move.
We could actually keep it going if you wanted to. But,
well, we could, but I'm a little hungry.
What I did want to do is I wanted to thank everyone for hanging out with us and, making this year special for us. Because, we wouldn't be here if you guys weren't here. If you guys weren't here to hang out with us and listen to some of the things that we have to say, some of the stories that we have to talk about, the things that you're going to see in the future, this drone world doesn't just exist because of the next Mavic series that's coming out. There's a lot of people out there that are creating, and there's a new world that's going to come with this drone industry. And I just want to be a part of it and hang out with you guys and share some of these things with you guys. So we look forward to the new year. And I appreciate you all. I thank you all for coming and hanging out with us. Lawrence and I, like I said, we wouldn't be here if you weren't here to hang out and chit chat with us. This is a special time. It's like another meetup, just that no one's flying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, with that being said, there's a lot of other shows coming on tonight. Go out there and support some of those other shows.
Yes, please do.
I say Happy New Year. May God bless you all. And may you all have a Happy New Year. And Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
those guys. Thank you for another year, guys.
Thank you, guys. Happy New Year.
Appreciate you all. Happy New Year.
And we'll see you all in the new year. Good night, everyone.
Till more.